That's a very appropriate truck to have outside of Gold's Gym. Big and muscular. Anyway, we're here in Southern California to take a look at the world of bodybuilding, especially the world of the Mr. Olympia hopefuls, all those bodybuilders who are out to win the most prestigious bodybuilding contest in the world.
I'm still a little kid I used to be. You know, I moved out to California. I moved out in 1978 with $50 and a plane ticket, and that's all I had to my name. I lived with 25 people across the street from the gym, and I dreamed, and I every day, and I still do, about winning Mr. Olympia.
A big hand down for the Golden Eagle.
When you pose, you can't talk to the audience, but you talk to them with your movement pattern. And that's what I'm telling them. I'm telling them about my life, about the beach, about some of the women in my life, and I'm sharing that with them. When you give to an audience, they give back to you, and you all leave that much higher. That's my thrill. That's my trip. Lee Haney is very talented, very, very good, but he's not a legend yet. I'd like to think that I'm more of a legend than he is, okay? And I'd like to think I can beat him, too. And I wouldn't enter a contest unless I knew I could be at my very best. Actually, the real competition is between you and yourself in the gym preceding the event. If I thought about Lee Haney so much and thought about Mike Christian and thought about Zane, I'd go crazy. The contest is between me and myself. I love the gym, and I love the office. I love the office as much as I love the gym. I mean, sitting in my office all day long, talking to 10 or 15 different countries and putting tours together and closing deals, and I love it. To me, that's just like the gym. I feel the same way. I could very easily go to the office all day long and get the same satisfaction. So I feel that you've got to be an athlete, and you've got to be a businessman as well. You've got to be able to juggle those things. And it's not easy. When you turn pro for a reason. Because now it's time to make money. Now it's time, not that money is the most important thing, of course not. But you've got to be a businessman as well as an athlete. I think that most people think, most Mr. Olympia competitors think you've got to win the Olympia to make money. If you think that, you do. But then again, even if you win it, which you've seen some Mr. Olympias who don't make any money either. And to me, I happen to like the business function as well. And I also like being an actor on the stage. You're an actor, you're a businessman, you're an athlete, and you're a diplomat. I'm traveling to 6 countries a month sometimes. Just meeting, shaking hands, talking about bodybuilding, the thing that we all love. Hello? Franco, how you doing? It's a really nice day. It's one of the first days it didn't rain. You know how it is this time of the year. Yeah, we trained early this morning, and Arnold says hello, and Franco says hi too. And I'm going to be I'm leaving 8 o'clock to Italy Saturday night, okay? I probably do about 100 seminars a year, sometimes including exhibitions in that as well. I compete once a year at the Olympia, as you know. Mainly because I can make more money doing exhibitions than seminars, okay? You got to realize, though, it seems so glamorous, to be a pro, to be on a plane every day. But I'm on a plane usually every day for a period of a month during a tour like I'm going now to Italy and France. Every day I'll be on a plane, every night a different hotel room, and every morning a different gym. And it's like, you're dealing with jet lag, time change, new gyms. It's difficult to be on a very strict training regime. But now that's why you turn pro. You turn pro to be a pro. You don't turn pro. If you want to spend your time in the gym, you should stay an amateur.
Oh, you are my sunshine. You are my sunshine. Oh, my only sunshine. My only sunshine.
I have a 1960 Corvette at the moment, which is my baby. It's a love affair. It's like you have a love affair with the gym, you have a love affair with your lady, and you have a love affair with cars. I put it to bed at night. I have cover it up. I pet it, and you got to do that to a classic car. You can't just park it in the garage and forget about it. You got to take care of it. It's like a little pet. going to the gym in the morning and feeling the sun starting to get a little hot, and just the feeling of California, of the beach. You can hear the beach, you can see the beach, you can smell the air. You know how when you see a girl for the first time and you go, God, I'd love to meet that lady. The exhilarating feeling you get, that's the feeling I get when I drive my vet. It's like, whoa, the bottom of your heart sort of sinks, and it's like a great rush. It's a feeling I guess maybe some pilots may have on their airplanes. I'm just lost in space. Not that I'm not paying attention to the road. The car represents a certain time to me, the 1960s, when there was a lot of enthusiasm about the upcoming 70s. I was born in the 1955, so I missed the 1960s. Well, I was a little kid in the 1960s, but I felt energy around me, and I'm trying to recreate those times, I guess, with that car. Ready?
Yep.
Pop it. Hey.
Up.
Hold it there. A woman one time said to me that there's sets and there's reps and there's biceps and there's triceps and there's love and there's hate. And every body part is an emotion. And that's the way I train. I mean, I'm sort of in the gym. I'm not counting how many times I'm doing something. I'm expressing myself from within. And that's where I come from. It's an emotional experience for me. And I'm very much into feelings. It's more than just sets and reps and numbers. You know, to me, numbers are meaningless. You know, I don't like the only numbers that are really meaningful are the money market numbers and the checking account numbers. They're the numbers I count. They're my calorie numbers.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Couldn't it rage a great ball of fire? I left in love, thought the body was funny, but you came along and you moved me, honey. I changed my mind, this love is fine. Couldn't it rage a great ball of fire? Kiss me, baby. Ooh, it feels good. Hold me, baby. Yeah, you gotta let me love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I'm gonna tell this world that you're mine. I chew my nails, I twiddle my thumbs. I'm getting nervous, honey, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, you drive me crazy. Couldn't it reach a great ball of fire?
People see me training, you know, force reps, trisets, supersets, negatives, isometrics, people holding my elbows, holding the weights up so I can just squeeze the dumbbells. Yeah, I'm doing that. I can employ a lot of intensity, yeah. But it takes me 10 days sometimes to recuperate from a workout like that. Now you see a kid in the gym watching me, which I doing it the next day, every other day, trying that kind of workout and kill himself. And so that's one thing I think that people don't realize, that when I train intense, I recuperate. I make sure I recuperate.
Yeah, let me love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I'm gonna tell this world that you're mine. I chew my nails, Lord, I twiddle my thumb. I'm real nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, you're driving me crazy. Couldn't it reach a great ball of fire?
Something like this. See how the sides cut out?
This is Dick Zimmerman's photo studio in Los Angeles. One of the reasons for the increase in popularity of bodybuilding over the last few years has been the exposure it's received in Joe Weider's Muscle and Fitness magazine. Joe not only uses the best bodybuilding photographers in the world, but he's also begun to use the best commercial photographers as well.
So I don't want to see, the thing is, I don't want to waste the idea.
The reason why photographs is so important in our magazine and why I spend so much money, time, and effort in getting the very best photographs are two reasons. The main reason is that when a bodybuilder poses for our magazine, I feel it's my obligation, my duty to see that this bodybuilder is presented to the world at his absolute best.
Straighten your head, Liz, and a smile. Great. Great. A little higher, Liz. Arch the back now.
I always try to find the most creative and most imaginative photographers possible.
Arch your back, okay.
I myself will take off time to work with these models to make sure that when they put themselves in a pose, that the pose will be perfect. because the only way that the world can relate to him is through the photographs.
Raise the heel in. Like that.
Kill the light. Okay. That's it.
Get closer. There you go. That's better. Janice, don't smile. Just look. Look at him. Hey, look at him. Okay. All right.
It's almost finished, Rich. A few more poses. Here, is she covering his face?
Yeah, move back just a little, Liz. There you go. Very good. That's it.
That's it. Okay, now.
Excellent. Very good. Good smile. Great. That's nice. Excellent. And Rich, make sure you're as straight as you can. That's it. Good. Okay. Great. Rich, chin down. Great. Very nice. Better smile, Liz. There you go. Better. Yeah. Great. Okay. Good. Janice, come in. Liz, come in tighter. Good. That's good. There
Rich,
you go.
Get your head up a little more.
Chin down, Liz. A little bit to the side. Right there with a smile. Great.
I have one thing now in my mind, is tunnel vision, and that's to train and to become the best bodybuilder. You know, a lot of people say the best bodybuilder. I want to set a new standard in bodybuilding and be another name like John Grimmick. When you hear of bodybuilding legends, Frank Zane, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I want you to say in the 80s and 90s, it was Rich Gaspari. I've proven to people now that I can be the best, pro coming up. I want to prove that I can be the best bodybuilder ever. And now I have 7 months to train for the biggest contest. I'll go into that gym, and I bust my butt, and I go to win, and that's it. It's kind of funny. I have like two little voices in my head when I do train. One sometimes says, why are you going into the gym? And then there's this other voice that overpowers him. Come on, what are you doing? You're coming to the gym, you got to train, you got to win, you got to get bigger, you got to get bigger arms. I studied nutrition in college, although I only went for 2 years in college. I've been reading Muscle and Fitness since 12 years old. I've been reading articles by Bill Dobbins and on nutrition, and I just love reading about nutrition. Another thing is I also write everything down, what I do all year round, even in the off season. A lot of bodybuilders don't do that. I keep a record of what I eat, exactly how many calories, how many grams of protein, how much carbohydrates, how much fat. I know exactly how many calories to eat in the off season to maintain my weight. I know how many calories to eat to lose 5 pounds, to lose 2 pounds. I've done that. It's almost come to a science now. I know my body that much.
that day, because just through experience, also by records, I keep records of every contest. I've kept records from the Universe, Night of the Champions, Olympia, and the Pro World. And with those records, I just keep on improving. I keep on knowing more and more, and I keep on knowing my body to a T. But you always can learn more. That's another thing. I can never say I know everything about nutrition, but I feel that I'm just a little bit ahead of the other guys in the sport. I just feel that I have something that a lot of people don't have. Like before I even entered the pro world, I already said that I won the show. Now that may sound cocky, but it's just that I'm so confident in myself that I can say that, and it just looks like I'm just going through everything, you know, through the time lapse, but I've already won the show. And that's the way I feel now in competing in the Olympia. I have such a positive outlook that I would win, that when I do go on stage, the judges can see this aura, you know, around me, that I do really want to win, and I have this, you know, I just look, there's the winner because of that positive look that I do have. You know, I'm a fighter. When I go on stage, I fight. When I did compete in the Mr. Olympia, I made a big, you know, big hocus, because the first time in the Mr. Olympia in 1985, I came in 3rd place. And no one has ever done that, go from the amateur ranks in 1 year, except for Lee Haney, and come in the top 3 in the Mr. Olympia. Afterwards, I knew that 2 pro shows were coming up, and they were the World Championships, the Pro World Championships in '86, run by Arnold in March, and the Los Angeles Grand Prix. I wanted to prove to everybody that I can win those pro shows. And I knew the main competition who would be in those shows would probably be Mike Christian. You know, he is a great competitor. Well, I went into the Pro World and the Los Angeles Grand Prix, and I got a clean sweep, all 1st place. The first time that a pro in 2 shows got perfect scores in 2 shows. The only one who had done it before was Boyer Coe, but he only won 1 pro show, perfect score. So I did prove that, you know, that I could win pro shows, you know, and I did prove to people that I'm capable of winning Mr. Olympia. The main competition now for me is Lee Haney. Although he does have that awesomeness, it's going to be a good battle, but I feel that at the end, I will be the 1986 Mr. Olympia.
I don't think that age is a barrier at all. I find that even now, I'll be 55 this birthday, and when I was 52, I didn't look as good as I look now. And hopefully when I get to 60, I'll look even better. When I look in the mirror, I really am never satisfied with what I see. Because in my mind, I want to be the best. I have a picture in my mind what I want to look like, and I haven't reached that yet. So this is what motivates me. I don't think about any of the champions. You know, I don't think of Bill Pearl or Arnold Schwarzenegger or Lee Haney or any of those chaps. I just think about what I want to look like. And I'm always sort of in great competition with myself all the time. When Haney won in '84, there was a lot of talk around the gym here that Haney was so great that he'll just go on winning. He'll be another Arnold Schwarzenegger. And things like that makes me strong. I just smile. You know, I says, well, if that's the way everybody in the gym thought, well, then I'm going to surprise them.
Contestant number 6 this evening, our senior citizen, 53 honest years old, a former Mr. England, a former Mr. Universe, the 1984 World Pro Champion. A big hand for the one and only Albert Beckles.
I eat basically the same food throughout the year. In the past, I used to do the old system, you know, just eat a lot of food after contest and just blow up big, and then I can never tell what I'm going to be looking like until maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the contest. So then I decided the best thing for me to do is to try to keep or stay within my diet always, and this way I can tell what I'm looking like. I don't eat red meat. I eat mostly chicken, fish, and eggs, vegetables, and sometimes I eat rice, but not a lot of times. For the last year's Olympia, I really done even better than I expect or hoped. I was second, very close second. So according to these kind of improvements that I'm fortunate enough to make, I don't see why or how I can lose. Lee Haney is a great champion, and he's good. But I still think I can beat him.
Of course, one of the main reasons why Southern California has become the mecca of bodybuilding, aside from the beautiful weather and the good food and everything else, is the fact that the two most famous gyms in the world are located here. Now, they're very different gyms. One of them is Joe Gold's World Gym. Now, Joe Gold also started Gold's Gym. That was back in 1965, but he sold it in 1970 and some other people have developed it into one of the greatest gyms in the world. But Joe Gold got back in the gym business, and he started Joe Gold's World Gym. So now you've got Joe Gold's World Gym, and you've got Gold's Gym down the street, two very different gyms. You got it?
Kick him up, that's it. That's good, good. That's very good. Just the way you should. God damn, you'll get some good legs out on it. You get it. No problem. Keep the butt down. That's it, Beak. Keep going. Okay, you got it. Stay on there about a good half hour. Keep yourself trim. Everything all right there, Joe? Very good.
Bodybuilding started right here in Santa Monica. Probably Vic Tandy had the first gym, and his gym started in 1939. It was located in 2nd Street. And from there he evolved into multiple gyms all through California and all through the United States. But the real popularity of bodybuilding stayed right here in Santa Monica, right on the beach. We had our own weightlifting pit down there. It was great in the old days. And it moved from there indoors, because they didn't want us on the beach anymore. People come to work out in my gym because they're interested in bodybuilding and they're interested in building their bodies. They're not interested in disco music. They're not interested in playing around. The people that are not interested, I get rid of them immediately. I only keep the serious people here in the gym.
Well, I'm going. Have a nice day. Mr. Seymour, falling down the stairs.
While World Gym has attempted to remain an old-fashioned, hardcore gym as much as possible, Gold's Gym, under the guidance of owners Pete Grimkowski, Ed Connors, and Tim Kimber, follow a different philosophy of combining hardcore training and commercial success.
When we bought Gold's Gym in 1979, we had one location. We never thought we'd get to this level today. Now we've got over 200 gyms worldwide. They're all licensed Gold's Gyms. And even though we went commercial to some extent to expand Gold's Gym, we realized that Gold's Gym couldn't, everyone couldn't come to Gold's Gym, so we decided to bring Gold's Gym to everyone we could. I've got two other partners, Ed Connors and Tim Kimber. Ed does a lot of the legal work and a lot of the administrative work, and my partner Tim does the day-to-day activities. And we seem to have a good combination together. I'm on the road quite a bit doing promotions for the gym. I was a former bodybuilder before I got into business, and I have no college education. I honestly can say I don't have a high school diploma either, but I'm proud of our accomplishments here. This little fellow who started out to be the Mickey Mouse kind of bodybuilding turned into a tremendous asset for us, you know. So we're really pleased and proud of this guy, even though he needs a little hair.
Well, it's my view that in the sport right now there is a major problem. And without making it a dictation of morals whatsoever, because that's not the way I operate, I see the problem being the abuse of anabolic steroids. It's so blatant nowadays. In both the men's and the women's aspect of the sport. it's becoming less and less desirable for the average Joe on the street to want to have anything to do with the sport. It seems as if aesthetics and beauty of physique are not really taken into consideration. It amazes me because the sport that wants so badly to grow and expand seems to hold itself back. So, from my own standpoint, I'm trying to project to not only the bodybuilding public, but to the general public, the outlook that you can be sort of normal, you can be fashion conscious, you can be concerned about your looks as well as creating an aesthetic and beautiful physique and maximizing your own potential. I'm very much against anabolics. I'm not saying that I've never used them, but I'm very much against them. But to have the feeling that I must use them in order to compete, to be forced to do that is extremely frustrating and disillusioning. In the gym even, I'm very aware of the negative connotations of the grunting, greased up, flexing, massive vein bodybuilder, and I don't want to be seen in that light whatsoever. I don't want to be identified with that at all. And so therefore I usually train covered up. I'll wear a sweatshirt in the gym and shorts and train as I'm comfortable, but it's not important for my ego to be oogled and admired constantly every day and to have my physique perused each time I come into the gym. I'm there to do something for myself and to use the time as economically as possible, and I dress for the utility of that purpose.
Come on. 2. Come on, that's 20 already. 3. 3.5. Oh, you count like I count. 2 2/3. Come on, squeeze those pecs. I'll be sore for a week. You have gray hair on your chest too. That's it. God, you should train to make me tired.
I'm very proud of being a competitive bodybuilder, of being Mr. Universe, of being the American national champion. It's a segment of my life that'll always stand out. But as I've trained for the past 2 Mr. Olympias, I found that my life has become more cluttered and a little less pure in the sense of bodybuilding. 2 years ago, I started a company, Bob Paris Fashions, which was clothing oriented towards athletic body. And just last week, I figured that I've turned down and missed out on over $1 million worth of work in the film industry, in the fashion industry, by training for the Mr. Olympia, because it would have been work that was far too intense to accompany intense training for a show. So I don't know, that's my dilemma right now. Should I continue to pursue being competitive? Should I put it on the back burner for a while? After all, I'm 25 years old. We have competitors who are 50 years old. Or should I consider myself having gone through that phase of being a competitive bodybuilder, and now Bob Paris moves on to pursue other projects, because Bob Paris, quite frankly, has a lot of interests in life besides just competitive bodybuilding.
I just love to lay in the sun. It feels very, very relaxing. It's very therapeutic. It gives me a lot of I moved down from Vancouver to train for a competition on January the 10th, particularly for the reasons that I want to be part of what's involved and I want to know what's going on. And being up in Vancouver, I didn't have access to things that were available. The training element down here is superior to what I've been exposed to up there. There are more professional bodybuilders down here. And their knowledge is accessible to me as well. So I'm learning more and I'm gaining better results through that.
Push. Closer to your head. Come in a little closer. That's it. That's it. Good. Good form. Push. Come on. Up. Good. Up. Up. Push. Good step. Come on. Push. Push, push. Is that it? Good.
I'm very inspired by top competitors, men and women. In terms of the women, I prefer a feminine look, but I like good muscle separation. I don't like a lot of mass, and I don't like a real blocky look, but that's a personal preference. I still have to pay tribute to those women who are very muscular because I know what it took for them to get there, and it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time in the gym, a lot of energy to do that. So I have to also credit them for the work that they've applied to the sport.
People wonder how to get their shoulders big. But there's three heads to the deltoid, see? 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to hit the inside attachment of the front delt. This movement's going to cause a nice peak for the front delt. Now I'm listening to it. I'm feeling that burn. I'm breathing into it. I'm saying, son of a bitch, get bigger. Can I swear? Now we're going to go to the lateral side. I am not done with this shoulder yet. Hold it down. There we go. Now we change the movement. Now we're going to hit that rear delt. And I want it big today. It's going to be big today, right? Come on. Oh, yeah. Ah, do I look like a woman? A real woman. This thing monstrous now. Whew. Wild, huh? Okay, then I switch it. Right, other shoulder. Let's see what it can give me. Hold it down there, and then bring it up. Oh, and reach it, make it hard. Does this look like an orgy to you? Hi, is she having fun or what? Work it, honey. Now it changes. I'm dead there. I want that cut so bad. Right? We're never this noisy. You should hear my other end on some days. Then she fell over and had a heart attack. Hey! You're good! Shit, bitch! Can you get that in? Are you going to censor us?
Definitely, this is the place to be. If you want to work in the sport of bodybuilding, you really have to be available to the people who are going to promote you through the sport, and that would be the magazine publishers or editors, writers, anybody in the television or screen business. It's all happening down here, and you can really hear of a lot of things through the network, and that could be through your fellow competitors, the gyms, or whoever. You're going to have access to that, and it's available to you, but you have to be available to them.
I think bodybuilding really is the sport that commands a full 24 hours a day of your life. I've played the English game of rugby. I was also a sprinter at national level, and I liked the weights more than the other sports. Arnold said, I always said, make the weights rattle when there's cameras around. It sounds heavier. It really is, to me, it's the king of sports, bodybuilding. It also is a sport that gives you a long, long lifespan as a competitor. I made a comeback after 15 years. Al Bettles has made a comeback. Bill Pearl's made a comeback. There are various bodybuilders who have made comebacks simply because you are able to do it. You can train in bodybuilding as long as you are mentally capable. I don't say physically capable, but simply because as long as you are mentally capable, the physical side will always take care of itself. It's the mental attitude that changes. And as long as you have got the drive to get into that gym and train, you can train. I think you can possibly compete until you're 60. I've never had a beer for 10 weeks, so I'm looking forward to my first beer. But it's got to be done. You know, you've got to put blinkers on, really. 10 weeks prior to a contest, just put blinkers on. Don't see anything around you. Just the direction you want to go in. Well, what can you say about California? I've flown 6,000 miles from a cold, wet country, and you come to beautiful blue skies, golden beaches, Pacific breezes. It's like paradise, isn't it? Well, I stopped competing purely and simply because of an industrial accident. I used to work on overhead power lines, and I fell off the top. Landed across a steel rail, which severed my left foot, broke my leg just under the knee, broke all my ribs, sent them into my lungs, and shattered on my left arm. At the time, when I had the accident, I didn't realise how bad it was. I thought my leg was just broken. But as the months dragged on in hospital, I started to realise it was a lot more serious than I originally thought. And then it dragged on not for months, but for years. I spent 7 years in and out of hospital. 14 operations, pins, plates, screws, you name it, they put it into me. It was 81 before I could even start thinking about working out again. Once I announced that I was going to compete again, people started to book me for guest appearances. So even though I'd never appeared on stage for 15 years, I was booked up solid for 4 months prior to the Night of the Champions. And at the Night of the Champions, all I wanted to do was get in the first 10. As it happened, I got in the first 5. I think possibly I could have placed higher had I come in with a little bit more body weight on. I still see the old guys like Franco and Arnold. I mean, in the gym, I'd seen Eddie Giuliani and Zebo, you know, all the guys we used to hang around with in the original goals. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a time warp, you know. I can sort of stroll down the streets in Santa Monica and remember everything that we did. Only I'm doing it now with a different group of guys. Richie Gasparello said the other night that they all forget that I'm sort of 40 years of age and relate to me and think, he's one of the guys.
You can't win contests if you can't train at 100% capacity. So bodybuilders in Southern California are extremely conscious of avoiding injury or getting problems treated immediately. Dr. Gary Glum and Joe Horrigan at the Institute for Neuromuscular Reeducation, formerly known as CMO, have an impressive list of bodybuilder patients and a unique approach to physical therapy.
As a bodybuilder, I train all the time, and if you're injured and you can't train, then you can't improve. So this is one way of having your body function the way you need it to in order to be able to train. If it weren't for having regular treatments of this type, I would have to rest more often.
Move it this way.
Which way? To the right?
Yeah.
Right now I have a pull in one of my biceps, and it's much better now since they've been working on it. It could have turned into a real elbow problem, but it's slowly getting better. I've hurt my back before. I could hardly stand up. And I remember coming in here and I said, please, Gary, give me some help right away. And they did. It was great. If it hadn't been for that, I don't know what I would have done. I couldn't stand up straight. Actually, I'm more injury-free now than I've been in a long time. So it hurts, but it hurts good.
He's trying to open up his trapezius muscle. He injured it doing some shrugs a few days ago and came in. And at that time, he's experiencing pain in the upper back. What we're doing now is going in and breaking up the adhesions with movement through that muscle in the proper direction with the proper pressure. Good. To Tilt your head to the left. Tilt the head. Good. And back up. Tilt it. So we're taking that joint through all the axis of motion.
Well, when I first started getting therapy, I hurt the back, and I couldn't even squat 135 without pain. And since I've been coming here getting therapy, I'm right now up to like 365 front squats, you know, since therapy. It really loosened the back up, and it strengthened the back in a sense because it allowed me to do more of the back movements that I couldn't do to help. So, I mean, I wouldn't miss this one either.
The hibbit of a hip, hip, hopper, you don't stop. Rock it out, baby, bubba to the boogity bang, bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the dude, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello. Up to the black, to the white, the red, and the...
all year round. Very consistent, very hard training, always changing my routine, intensifying my routine. You know, I want to win, I want to be the best, I want to be compared to the best.
Oh, you've heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song.
Check it out. Well, I'm Imp the Dimp, the ladies pimp, the women fight for my delight. But I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs that shock the house for the young ladies. And when you come inside and to the front, you do the freak spank and do the bump. And when the sucker MCs try to prove a point with Trevor's trio, or win the serious joint, from sun to sun and from day to day.
I think about my workout prior to the workout. You know, the morning before, the night before, I almost dream about the workout. And I try to always outdo my prior workout. You know, for instance, if I do 4 sets of 500 squats, the next time I'll try to do 5 sets of 500. You know, I always try to beat the last workout. That's my goal, you know, beat the last workout, outdo the last workout, outdo the other competitor. You know, I'm just a very competitive person. I love for the past 5 years looking for a good training partner, which I've had a few here and there, you know, but they tend to burn out, you know. I train very, very hard, you know, and they just don't last, you know. I've trained with Lee Haney, and I've trained with almost every bodybuilder you can imagine. The difference between me and Lee Haney is I am a lot more aggressive than him. He is a genetic freak. Whatever he does, he will grow, you know. We trained together 5 or 6 times, you know, and it just didn't quite click. I wanted him to do extra 4 or 5 reps, and he wouldn't do it, you know. And I'm that type of person. You know, I need that extra 4 or 5 reps. I need somebody to yell at me. I need somebody to push me.
Let's go. Don't count. 2 to 3. Come on. 2. 3. Stretch. 4. 5. Help me. 7. Let's go. 8. 9.
To find a good training partner clicks is very, very hard. And thank God I got one this time. Luis Fritas, he's from Brazil. He's an up-and-coming bodybuilder. He placed 8th or 9th in the universe this year. And he's a big kid, very symmetrical, very good-looking, trains like an animal just like me. And we really, we have this special magic together, you know. I mean, he wants it just as bad as me, and we just really click together. I'm very happy with him.
Stretch. 5 more. 1 and 2. 3. Track the back right here. 4. Come on. 5.
A good training partner, I tell you, what it is you have to have somebody that you can listen to. You know, like when they say 5 more reps, you can do it. Just anybody can't tell me 5 more reps. You know, it takes a certain type of voice, a certain type of person for me to listen to. That's why I can't just train with anybody.
Let's go. Okay. 5 more and 1 and 2.
You know, I have to see something in him. I have to see that he will do 5 more if I tell him, you know, and he is able to do it, you know. That's one thing, the magic I feel between me and him. He wants it just as bad as me. We're both young, hungry lions.
Yes. Come on. Come on, Mike. Yeah, keep squeezing. Come on.
5 more, let's go.
Yeah, the hip, hip, how you don't stop. Rock it out, baby, bubba to the boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. Up to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow.
One more set here. 10, 12 reps. Inclusive bicep, tricep, shoulders. That's it. Like 2 sets each. That's just preparation. I truly enjoy training. It's very aggressive atmosphere here, very competitive. And we got a lot of big guys here, you know. I need that around me, strong big guys, you know. At World Gym, it's a bit different. It's a little more relaxed, you know, and it's a little smaller. I need a big gym with big guys around me.
The hip, hopper, you don't stop. Rock it out, baby, bubba to the boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. Okay, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I got bang bang, boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that I'm in.
I see a lot of the young bodybuilders today, especially in Gold's Gym, that try to lift heavy weights, you know. They see me, Charles Glass, the Barbarians, and they try to lift the same weight, and the form is nowhere near as good as ours, you know. They're just trying to get it up just to say they lifted 500-pound bench press, you know.
And when you come inside and to the front, you do the freak spank and do the bump.
So that's one thing I do when I train people. I do that for a living, and I really stress form. Because what you do is, if you use good form, the weights will increase. It just takes time. You start off with good form on 85-pound curl, and you go from 95 in 6 weeks or whatever. Same with a bench press, incline press, squats, everything. Good form, and your weight will go up. It just takes time. Because it isn't the weight. It's the form and the intensity that builds the muscle mass.
Damn, my guy, I'm in love with you. Casting over legend, mother. I said, by the way, baby, what's your name? I said, I told you by the name. No, it's later, and you can be my boyfriend. You sure they can? Just let me see my boy, you can't shoot the man. I said, he's a boy, I do suppose, flying through the air, the pantyhose, he may be very sexy or even cute, but he looks like a sucker in the blue and red. See, if you need a man who's got finesse, and his whole name, close the chest, he may be able to fly all through the night, but can you rock the party to the earth? They got
I see. That's good, huh?
But I can bust it out with my super spurt. I go do it. I go do it. I go do it. Do it. Do it. And I'm here. And I'm there. I'm Big Bang Hank. I'm everywhere. And throw your hands up in the air. And party hard like you just don't care. Let's do it. But don't stop, y'all. To the top, y'all. You don't stop. Go home.
When I'm on stage and when I'm posing against Rich Gaspar, Lee Haney, Albert Beckles, I'm very aggressive. I want to win, you know. I want to show the other competitors and the judges and the people in the audience that I am the best. Lee cannot get much bigger than he is now. Lee, Gaspari, Beckles, all of the top 5, all of the top 10. I am the only competitor that can really put more muscle on his frame because my frame is taller and bigger than the other competitors. I'm the tallest competitor. So what I have to do is I have to keep on putting more muscle on, which I do. Every year I put 6 to 8 pounds of muscle on, you know, which is phenomenal. Not too many bodybuilders do this. It's just a matter of time for me, and I think this year is the time. Watch out, Lee.
Is it possible that you're underestimating some of the other people? After all, Rich Gaspari is very good. Albert Beckles is very good.
Yeah.
Don't you have to keep them in mind as well as?
Of course, I don't. Lee Haney's the man to beat, no question about that. But of course, I see Albert Beckles and Rich Gaspari. I haven't beat them yet either, you know. So no, I'm just, all competitors are equal, you know. I go for number 1. You know?
That's true. If you finish first, you beat everybody.
That's right, exactly.
Well, listen, good luck in the Olympia.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Well, that's our look at Southern California bodybuilding. And now it's time to hit the road to the Mr. Olympia.
me. You better enjoy it while you can.